826, welcome back to the show. And you know, we all know the impact of cancer on just about every single one of us in one way or another. It does impact us. Now, last year in South Carolina alone, over 26,000 cases of cancer were diagnosed. Nearly 10,000 of us here in the Palmetto State lost the battle. Now, as always, there is a silver lining to numbers. So here's an uplifting one for you. Since 1985, a lone doctor walked and ran around a track for 24 hours. And, well, a few years later, and $4.5 billion later, that's how much money has been raised for cancer research through the Relay for Life. And joining me this morning is Chanda Crout from the American Cancer Society. Did I say that right?
You did.
I've been
Great
practicing.
job.
Yes! So,
Thank
unless your name is like John Smith, it's always a
know.
crapshoot if I'm going to get it right or not. It's
True.
just one of those things. So,
Cool.
well, let's talk about the American Cancer Society first. Those numbers are staggering.
Exactly, yeah.
You know.
We've been in the business of trying to work ourselves out of a job, is what we like to say, because if,
Sure.
you know, cancer weren't an issue, we wouldn't have a job.
And with the American Cancer Society, we're talking about all of them. And there is a laundry list of cancers. You know, when you go and look at those, you always think of breast cancer, prostate, you know, the colon cancer, the big ones.
Right.
But then there's everything. It's crazy.
Yeah. We actually fund more money for cancer research than any other organization alongside the national government. So we cover the gamut in, you know, funding the research, trying to get out there and find programs and services to reach people and things like that. We have looked at Feel Better programs. We are actually doing an enrollment study right now. It's called the CPS-3 study, where one way you can fight back against cancer is actually enrolling in this study so that we can track you and see how your lifestyle.
You gonna put like a chip in me? I'm gonna be like,
no,
be
it's
tagged
nothing
like a wild duck or something?
No, they take a waist measurement, you fill out a survey, and they take a small blood sample, and they follow you for several years. And then, you know, they try to see trends in people and, you know, with their lifestyle and
so I could actually
eating,
make a difference perhaps by just doing that, by volunteering a few minutes and maybe a drop or two of blood.
You absolutely could.
Fascinating.
And
well, let's talk about Relay for a minute now. So 1985, the doc starts his Relay. He runs around a track for like 24 hours.
He did.
So I think he walked for some of it, but he went round and round for 24 hours.
He did. That's a long time.
Yeah, and he raised like $24,000, right?
He did.
The first round?
The very first one.
And so now what? 85 is what, say 30, let's guess 38 years, let's call it that. $4.5 billion.
That's right.
Relay for Life.
We've come a long way in the world of Relay. And 70% of the money that the American Cancer Society brings in is going to programs and services and research. So we try to be good stewards of our dollars.
Right, and so all that money is coming, you're putting it right to good use. It's not being squandered. You know, there are stories of nonprofits that aren't necessarily good stewards, as you say, of the cash that is brought in. So was it May 2nd is your...
May 3rd.
May 3rd. May 3rd
Friday night.
is the next Relay. And it's going to be at Harbison, and so we're going to talk about how you can get involved with that and what we can do about that. So tell me about that.
Well, the Relay for Chapin-Irmo is going to be at the Harbison Recreation Center on May 3rd. Starts at 6 o'clock. We're going to start with a survivor lap, and we encourage our survivors and caregivers to come out. In Relay, we have a slogan for, we like to celebrate, remember, and fight back. And we want to celebrate the lives of the survivors and the caregivers that have gone through this. And we want to come together as a community to show support. And then around 10 o'clock we do a luminary service. And we light luminary bags in honor and in memory of those that we've lost. And then we close things out with a fight back ceremony in ways that you can fight back. And one of the ways you can fight back is fundraising. When we, you know, if we don't have the money, we can't fund the research, more or less to say. And another way is you can be an advocate with our sister organization, ACS Can. You can, you know, be part of the CPS-3 study. You know, those are ways you can. There's lots of ways you can fight back, and we really try to rally around that on Relay. We have teams that range from 10 to 15 people, and they try to fundraise. We ask each individual person to try to raise $100 at a minimum. And
seems pretty easy enough.
Yeah, and you know, it's as easy as, you know, if you sell 10 luminary bags, you have your $100. So.
All right, now, Chandra, we actually have a very special guest coming up in a few minutes as well. Welcome to Moe's!
I know.
Because tonight you can eat and raise some money for Relay. You can Relay for Life as well. So, and if you've ever wondered yourself, ever gone to Moe's and wondered yourself how they stuff all that into a little... We're going to find out here in just a little bit. So you can eat, help raise money, help support, and it's really easy all for the American Cancer Society.
That's
so,
right.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming in. We got a lot more Good Day on the way. We're going to check in with Ivory Hecker, and then, oh yeah, we're headed to the Southwest. Stick around.